Okay. Okay.
Greetings. Welcome.
Welcome. Here
I'm
we
Gwen.
are. I'm Karen.
And we are doing the Altered Books. Last week we started with doing collage. This is Karen's book. So Karen, you can talk a little bit about it. I'll hold it up.
Well, this is actually my book from many that I've done over many months. I really like different kind of quotes, and there are things that I really want to remember. I love magic and fantasy, so this was just a card that I got, and I wanted to keep it. But as I went along, I took the pictures of the book that were here, and I incorporated them into whatever I was doing, whatever I wanted to remember. It's kind of like a memory book for me. I really like. No, it does, yeah.
Okay.
Hello, so I really wanted to remember at that time. Hi, Charlotte, how are you?
Welcome.
So I'm just showing you a book that I have done. I was trying to learn the chakras, and I wanted a way to remember them.
Hi.
So I did a page that was just about the chakras, about the reds and sayings of that went with the chakra. And when I incorporated the collage, I made the collage kind of fall into the pictures so that she is standing on cactuses.
So I'm going to draw on part of my collage.
So this is the second chakra, the sacred chakra.
Adding detail.
Okay.
So I just drew along the creative piece of artwork that I just did. Can you see that from there?
This is last year's.
Yeah. Okay. And that just adds, it just
Okay,
makes.
something's wrong with our recording, so I'm going to stop.
Because do you hear two voices going?
Yeah, kind of.
Are you, I'm curious if, wait a minute. Let's
Okay, before we do anything, are you playing the old one and the new one? No. What do you have?
Okay.
Do you have
Oh, wow.
two
That makes
screens up?
such a difference. So here I just threw around
because I have, I can hear me talking from last week.
with the Sharpie.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can
so
hear
you
you
see.
talking, but even when you're not moving your mouth.
And just
So
adding,
Charlotte, I think what's happened is that you have
and if
two
you want to
Zoom
make
accounts up, maybe.
a textbook,
Oh,
I have a lot of my.
So see if you can get rid of one of the,
I try to sketch almost every day.
I'm gonna leave real quick and then
Yeah.
I'll come
Okay.
back in a minute.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
see that's what's showing. Or no, that's me right
Yes.
now. Okay. Okay. It's still recording.
Okay. So I'm going to go up and get my other book. So that's
Okay, super. Yeah, we're going to continue, looking at these. But these are
Okay.
really lovely.
Okay.
Because we're recording this, I wanted to show people if they
Okay.
can go back to
So
look at
I
it.
really like quotes, and I put these quotes by the trees that were already part of the book. See, this is part of the book, this is not. And when I did this, I incorporated sayings into the picture. And these are stamps that I added. So I used the book. To, oh yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, I use the book and the pictures in the book as part of the collage itself. I didn't do it over. So that this one, for instance, is a yoga, and it's right in the trees that were already in the book. There's one in here with a shoe. I really liked this book because it had these really big pictures. And so I put the collage right on top of the picture that was. And I think the dragon one is a good one too.
Making really nice use of the book and what's available and then adding to it. Okay.
Let's see. This one, I love dragons. So this dragon is part of the collage while this is not. So it's just how I did, so. Okay.
So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to teach you some printmaking techniques. So Charlotte, you were able to get a box of goodies from the library?
Uh-huh.
Super. So what I wanted to show you first of all is, oh, I've got my box. Hold on a second. So by trade, I'm a printmaker. So I make all sorts of stamps, and you can make stamps from all sorts of things, even just starting with a piece of cardboard, okay? And I'm gonna just turn this just a little bit because there you go. I think you can see me. And so I'll start off with a piece of cardboard and I might have an idea. So when we add texture to a cardboard, we're creating a collage. And that kind of plate we create is called a collage. So you hear the word collage in that word, okay? And so sometimes I can put things on top of here, and we'll build these today, but they have to dry so we can use them on Thursday, okay? I'm gonna show you some of the collagraphs I've created in the past. I've got all sorts of fun things that I've done. I have a whole collection of animals that I've created. I start with cardboard. I cut out my shape out of the cardboard, and then I add all sorts of texture to it. So this one, I'm gonna bring it a little closer. This has, this is textured wallpaper that I got at the hardware store. They got rid of all these. I've got cardboard on cardboard, and this is string. Just putting it on there.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And I've got a rooster that I created. And again, I just take thin cardboard and I cut it out. I draw my design on the cardboard. I cut it out. This is grass that I have on here that I glued on. This is some lace that I found at a, sometimes I go to yard sales and I look for all sorts of fun things. Here's some netting from an onion bag. And it's cardboard. I use, you know what else I use? I have a lentil for the eye. A dried bean is for the eye. So I use all sorts of textures creating my collagraphs. Okay, those are just a couple of them. I even took an old mat and added pine pieces, and I have rice going around the edge of it. So you can take a good look. I don't know if you can see it in there. So you could remember the other day I used ferns. Well,
Oh, yeah.
I created some of these and put ferns on them and glued the ferns. Let it all dry, and then I ink it up. So what you're gonna do today, we'll start making our collages first. And I even give you little ones, right? Little pieces. So one of the things you could do is we've got string, we've got yarns, we've also got the foam, okay? This foam, it makes really great stamps, okay? So I'm gonna get our scissors. I'm gonna bring them over. Crazy scissors, regular scissors. And I might decide a design. Depends on what I'm going to maybe do. But let's say I'll take my foam and I'm going to, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just take scissors. I can make a fun edge. I'm going to start off making fun, and I'm going to just make a wavy edge. And I'm going to put it on my cardboard. And I'm going to glue that on. So I take my glue and glue it on. Now I do this with a lot of my students. We make stamps. And one of the stamps we call is, we create something called a dinkra cloth. It's an African cloth.
Oh, yes.
And we make, by taking this foam and taking our cardboard, I'm gonna create a stamp. Now, of course, you can buy stamps, right? Not the stamps that you put on letters, but the stamps that you may put into an ink pad. And the thing is, we won't be able to print this today because we need to make sure this dries, but we're going to create some of them. And I'm going to use all sorts of texture. I could add a string down the middle of it. That can add some texture to it. I can use some of the beans that I gave you in the thing, or we can just make it all out of foam. I might do, we can do different shapes. We can do different kinds of lines. And if you look up on the computer, things like Native American design, signs, okay? Or if you look up Adinkra cloth, they have different symbols that are created on the cloth. And we also have symbols in our own life that we like. You know, we have a heart that means love, right? But different symbols. So I'm gonna just create a very simple stamp using my foam and cutting it out. And I'm starting, and Karen's got an idea. So when she hadn't thought about this, she hadn't seen this, right? And all of a sudden you're coming up. But the thing is, you have to make sure that you have spaces. Like you want to make sure you're making a castle.
Yes.
My
So
suggestion, you may want to have little spaces between the lines.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So I just made a very quick stamp, and I'm going to let it dry. It's a little one. Okay, I just made a quick one. You see that? Just simple, fun. Can you see that, Charlotte?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And the other cool thing, Charlotte, I'm going to show you something. This is very thick cardboard you got. You may have some thinner cardboard that's, you know, let's say you guys get packages at home. You know, you may be ordering stuff and you get cardboard. You may get thinner cardboard. But this cardboard is or cereal boxes. Cereal boxes make really thin cardboard, or pasta boxes, okay? Those will be easy to use to cut with because this is pretty thick, right? But a really cool thing is you can peel some of this. Look at that. I just peeled it. That's going to give me a really neat texture. And let's say I want to change it on what it looks like. I might change the shape of this. So I can come back. Maybe I'm going to make it into a diamond.
If we could take off the part, like if I peeled it off, would I use the part with the texture on it or the smoother part?
You could, okay, so that paper I would not print on. I would just get rid of that. Or we'll use it for next week. So don't throw it away, okay? But I can actually, I'm going to just show you something real quickly for this one because it has texture. So what I have here, some of the supplies, you got an inking plate. But if you don't have an inking plate, you can always use a plastic or a small paper plate, or the top of a, you can use a top of a plastic container, okay? And these can be used as what I call your printing your plate. What you have in your hand is a brayer, okay? And this I call the belly. This is the back. Whenever you're not using it, you want to leave it on its back, not its belly, okay? And if I was to ink this, I would take, you have ink in a little container. I'm going to, and I gave you a, oops, where did I put them? There we go. I gave you one of these sticks. That's ink, okay? But don't open it just yet. You want to make sure you don't leave the top off of it. You also can use acrylic paint, okay? If you have acrylic paint at home. But this is what we call block printing ink. And I got it from Blick. So I'm going to take no more than like a dime of the ink. Not a lot. And even that would probably be a lot for what I need. Don't you do it just yet. Wait until you have something to print, okay? I'm just going to introduce. So I got my ink on here. Can you see that? Then I'm going to take my brayer and I'm going to roll my ink and I'm going to go in one direction. So I have it on my, it goes around and around on my brayer. Now what I'm going to do, here's my plate that pretend that I just made, right? That has all the bumpy stuff on it. I'm going to lay it flat. And I brought some, here we go. I want to lay it flat, so I'm going to take a piece of newspaper, or I have this paper towel, I'm gonna lay this flat. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move the camera so you can actually see me inking, okay? Can you see me now working?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll this ink. I go in one direction and I'm gonna roll the ink onto this. And look what happened. It only goes on the piece, okay? So I'm gonna go again a little bit more, so make sure I get enough ink on this. So I've just created a stamp. So now I'm gonna take my book that we've been working on, and I'm gonna add this little stamp somewhere. I'm gonna decide where I wanna put it. I'm gonna put it right underneath here, and I'm gonna add some more things to it. So I've opened this up. I'm gonna lay it flat, okay? Did you have a doorknob?
Yeah.
Okay, that doorknob is gonna rub it. You're gonna hold it down and just rub. And I'm rubbing, rubbing, rubbing on my book. I'm gonna open it up, and there, it's stamped on my book. Okay, now later when it dries, okay, I don't wanna go like this. Oh, well, if I did this, watch this. If I go like this, you know what's gonna happen, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna stamp on that side too. And I gotta figure out where I put it. Because I do not want it to dry together. Oop, I lost it. It's somewhere in here. So that's one way. So what I thought later on, I'm showing you how to make collages. We'll let that dry a second, I can't find it. The other thing you have in your is the foam, okay? That's what I worked on. And the fun part about this foam that we've got, and this, if you don't, this I got from Dick Blick, ordered it, it's a printing foam. But you can use the containers that, the foam containers that meat comes in, and you can use those. Here I gave you a couple of pieces, but you can cut this into shapes also, okay? And the fun part about this, I'm gonna just take this, and I have crazy scissors, but you can use regular scissors. And I'm going to draw in this. So you need a pencil, okay? I'm gonna take this pencil, and I'm gonna draw a design in this. So you can see me working on it, okay? See where I'm going, okay. And you need to press hard into it with your drawing. And like I said, you can use a pencil. The pencil's perfect. And I'm drawing around this. And like I said, this piece can also be cut into a shape. Let's say you want to change it into a kitty cat or a dog. You can change the shape of this. So I just did this part. Am I done? No. I'm going to add some more design to this. My thing is made out of trees and leaves. I might draw a leaf on this. And I'm drawing and I'm making my marks. And you want to draw hard. You want it deep. I might add some more designs, maybe some line designs. I'm one of those people who like lots of different designs in it. So right now I'm going to make some dots. And I think I'm ready to print this in my book. So I've just created this stamp. Okay, drawing. You want to draw hard in it because if you do it soft, it will not, the ink won't go on it. So again, I have my ink on here. I'll put a little bit more of ink. I'm going to take my brayer and I'm going to roll it just like this. And I'm going in one direction. You don't want to go back and forth, because if you're going back and forth, the ink will only get in a little bit of it. And when you're printing, it's one direction. Here's my, now I'm taking my thing and I'm going to ink my plate. I'm going to roll in one direction.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I'm going to roll again. I'm going to move, turn it. So take a look at it. That's what it looks like right now. All right, from white to this. And I'm going to roll again. Get some more ink on my brayer. And I'm going to roll again. So now I have inked up my plate. Okay, so now I'm going to take it and put it in my book. And where did my book go? Right here. Okay, super. Okay. So Karen found my spot. So here's where my ink was from the earlier one, and I pressed it together and it actually made it on both pages, okay, as a reflection. So I'm going to take this leaf, and there was a day, I remember January, was it January that I saw? Yes, I saw this page, it says leaves. So I thought it would be really neat to take and I'm going to add it, and maybe just even add it over it. Have it be part of it. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to take my doorknob. If you don't have a doorknob, you can use a wooden spoon. You can use a regular spoon. Let me just rub really hard. And I'm going to go in circles as I'm rubbing it. And I want to make sure, of course, I have the whole plate rolled on here. Now, one of the fun parts about, I can peek to make sure I got it all, okay? So I'm going to peek. And if I find that I didn't get that end very well, I'm going to go and rub it hard on the edge. So I just created, now I'm going to pull my print and take a look.
Oh, yeah.
See that? I'm going to bring it a little closer. You see that on a page?
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Okay. Could I go like this and have it go on the other side? I could, or I might let it dry and try something else. And now, one of the things I did earlier today is that I cut out, in this foam, I cut out a tree. And I added marks with my pencil, okay? I cut it out in the shape of a tree. So I'm gonna ink this up and see what happens to it. Now with these foams, if I wanted to do it again, I would have to ink it again, all right, for another page. So here's my tree. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll get my ink and very carefully lift it up. And here is the inked tree. And you can see where the white part is. That's where I drew. If I draw hard enough, the ink won't go into it. And it gives more details to what I've just created. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to get my book. And I'm going to mark this one so I don't lose it. And I'm going to put it in a different place. Let's see. Thank you. I've marked it, so it's all set.
Okay.
Oh, I know. I want to just put it on the front page. I'm going to put it in the cover page on this side. So I'm going to, again, put it down. You can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put this right here. And I'm going to get my little doorknob, and I'm going to rub. And like I said, I go in a circular motion as I rub. And you know what? And if you don't have any of those things, you can use your arm, the base of your hand, and really rub hard. So now I'm going to lift this up, peek at it. Up. It looked like I didn't rub hard enough over here, so I'm going to rub a little harder. When you peek at it, always hold it down in one space so it doesn't all come up at the same time. So there we go. I just created this on the page.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
So you see how that is? Now Karen's having fun. She's starting to draw a figure over here in her phone. Can I show it to you?
Yep.
Okay. So Karen's starting to work on a frog.
Actually, it's a dragon.
Oh, a dragon. My bad.
You can see the wings.
So why don't you take a moment? This is sort of creative time. And you can create some collagraphs using the cardboard. Let them, put some things on them. Let those dry. And then you can come back and you can work on your relief prints. Yeah. This is called a relief. So I'm going to make a couple more as we're talking. So Karen, like you're working on yours, you may decide that if he has any scales on it.
Yes.
Okay. You want to add as much texture as possible.
To this, yes.
Because wherever you have your drawing, that will be white.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, wherever the lines are.
Wherever the lines are will be white. And you want to draw hard so that it really goes down deep.
I'm trying light in some places so it'll look like shading.
Okay, it may work.
It may work, it may not.
And no big deal, because you can come back and rework the plate.
And I can rework on top of, if it's on here, I can add color or something else.
That's correct. And one of the things, once this dries in your book, you actually can go over it with colored pencil. You could draw around it with colored pencil.
Oh, good.
Okay, to add more details.
Yeah, that's what I'll try. So I'm going to use your brayer and your ink.
Yeah, please.
Because
Let's go. I'll get you a little ink on here. And
we're going to have people from Screw Lake also here today, participants too. No.
okay, that's all right. And then roll in one direction. Yeah, you want to make sure that it gets all over the ink. The ink gets all over. There you go. And then here's a paper towel. Let me move this out of the way. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, you'll want to get more ink because that's very light. That's very gray.
Is it?
Okay, yeah.
Is it? Okay.
You want to get a little more ink on there. I'm going to give you some more. Yep. Okay, I would get a little, yeah, it would refresher. I'm going to just do this. You got a little piece of the, there we go. Okay, and so here's a suggestion that you always turn it at different angles, and that way you can get all those other angles that you've forgotten. So I'd come down here, come from here, and move up. Yep, and go in that direction and do that. And now turn it and come from that direction.
Okay.
And you'll get it all inked up. There you go. Okay, there you go. And there you go. And again, it's good to do like I do a circular, go around and make sure you get the ends, both tips, really hard. Yes, somebody wanting to come in. Somebody wants to come in. No. Oops, what happened? There you go. So super. So I'm gonna ink up one of my animals.
I really like that idea.
You know, here's one that I did with a tree in modeling paste, and but here's an elephant that I created, and it's just textured wallpaper, little tiny lentils,
Oh yeah.
and string to create. So, and printing ink comes in different colors, so you could always, you know, order different printmaking colors, but black is the main one, and then we can come back in. So here's my tree. Karen, if you're welcome. Oh, I have some dragons.
Do you?
I do. I'll get them out. Okay. And one of the things
And
too.
so I found these wood things also. We have a box of these
Oh yeah.
shapes. Oh,
You know
good.
what, Charlotte, I know that I gave you some wood pieces, okay?
Yeah.
They're all the same
Oh, good.
height.
Yes.
So you could glue those onto the cardboard.
Some of them are a little thinner.
Yeah, some are thinner than others, but since they're all the same height, if they're the same height, you could glue them and create a very abstract, make like almost an open, leave space in between them. I'm going to try this and create a very fun, let's see.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay, so there we go. You can play too. I mean, here's
Yes.
some more. So
Okay.
Karen, you're gonna play with that, and I'm gonna get this tree in that I created.
Okay.
I'm gonna add this to this side. And there we go.
Nice. Yeah.
I can come back into it too. When I have a press, it actually gets in and you can see more of the textures.
Yeah.
But the flat one's much better for, this is really great too for creating stamps for the book. Let's see, I told you I have dragon. I have this.
Oh, nice.
Okay, these are more of an Asian style dragon.
Uh-huh.
I have different ones in here. Let's see. I even have a little tiny monkey.
Oh, yeah.
Little trees. What are you creating, Charlotte?
I'm making a tree,
Okay.
but right now I'm trying to glue on these little round things, but they're not gluing on with the glue. So I'm thinking maybe just a string.
Okay. You know the other fun thing that I realized? Sometimes plastic flowers and ferns, the plastic things, make great.
Oh, yes.
Now, what did you about the fruits and vegetables?
I brought a lemon.
Are
Oh, and
fabulous.
where's the broccoli?
Make fabulous prints also.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to add this in. Yeah. This is fun. I love creating prints.
So that's going to dry for next week. And where's the broccoli? And the lemon. You don't have to use this whole broccoli.
No, I just was going to cut up like I want a cross section.
I'll go get a knife.
Okay. Have you done a lot of printmaking and art classes, Charlotte?
In my school, we never actually did printmaking.
Okay.
I've never done this before.
But it's not that hard to do from home, oddly enough.
Yeah.
And the fun part too is I can come back in here and draw around it, what I just created, and add more things. I'm gonna see if I can find, I have, oh, here we go. So cereal box is also really great kind of cardboard. You know the fabric sheets that go into the dryer to make your clothes feel softer? Well, I even use those in my collagraphs. And I have an elephant here that I created, and it's just cardboard, the bounce sheet after it was used, string, and lentils. So there's,
Wow.
so those are just fun things to work with. Okay, I've got that. I think I just found, oh, here's my other dragon.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna just cut this a second.
Oh, I forgot to bring cutting board. Well, you're
That's
okay.
right. I'm gonna be very careful over here.
Yes, great.
And okay. So Charlotte, another thing you can use at home for printing, if you want something different, is go into your pantry and look for fresh fruits and vegetables.
Wow.
Okay, so I just cut a piece, here's a piece of broccoli that I just cut up, okay? And I want the flat part of it. And I can roll the ink on it. I can even dip it in here. I might just dip it so I get it all nice and black. There you go. And you can see there's the ink on the back, the flat part of the broccoli. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna print it. I might put it right here next to this guy, smaller tree. And there we go. It could be like a bush. Do that. And that. Yeah.
So I thought I interpreted it different.
Okay. So here is my broccoli print right here. There's my broccoli print. Okay. You can do it that way too.
Yeah,
So
that's-
Karen's going and taking all the florets and inking it and creating texture in her book. Lemons make a great one. Onions make great when you slice
Where's
it
my
up.
lemon?
Here we go. Let me just, I'll add some more ink here. And there we go. And I'm getting careful. Where do we get the pieces in there? It'll, okay. We got some, okay, so, oh, you're gonna do that. Right, okay, go for it.
Oh, that's why it got
Yeah, that's okay.
stuff
That's why I'm
on.
gonna, yeah, no big deal.
I'm
Again,
sorry.
no, because that's why I have an extra plate. Here, I'll give you some more ink.
It's okay. That's enough.
The other thing too, Karen, if you wanted to do a color, let's say you want to add some green to that.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. I'm gonna put a little green acrylic paint there
Okay.
and go ahead and smash your broccoli in there. Why don't you show it off when you do
Yes.
that? See that?
So we're not putting the ink on today. We're just letting
On the
everything.
collagraphs, no, you don't want to put ink on that because it needs to dry. I started mine. It's still too wiggly. All right, if I try to ink it, and it'll wiggle. Okay, so my suggestion is make a couple, let them dry, because sometimes it takes a little bit. And then you can be playing later on is to make out of your foam pieces. Like I said, you can get the same kind of foam from meat trays that the chicken might come in, and you can wash it up really well. You can even bleach it. And then so I've got this lemon that Karen just brought me. And I'm going to go in here and there you go. Just dip it in. And we get these wonderful lines. So Karen's going to try it out. Push real hard. Okay, can we show her?
Yep, I'll just do it because it gets better as it goes.
Yes, it does. Okay. So Charlotte, those are lemons on one side.
Oh, wow.
And then broccoli, what she did was she didn't even cut it. She just took the broccoli head, put it in the ink, and then just put it all over her book and stamped it like that.
Can I stamp, like, if I had a lemon,
Yes.
if I went and got a lemon, would I be able to just stamp that right now?
Yep.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Even if you had an onion and slice it in half, if you have a mushroom, slice it in half. Even a small carrot, a baby carrot, you could create different things. You're having fun. Just another technique. With printmaking, it's just a real, there's so many things you can use to print with. You can find objects in your kitchen and put it in ink, like your spatula. A spatula.
Spatula is great.
A fly swatter. You can get ink on that, roll ink onto a fly swatter and plop it in there, right? Isn't it sort of funny? That could be the background, and then you can put some collage on top of it. Right? I mean, let's see, what else could we find in the house that would work?
See, I can see now putting word in like each of these things, or a little inside the lemon pieces.
Sure,
You know,
you could
as
do that.
collage, so that you mix.
You can also take, if you have Sharpie markers, different colored ones, you could come back in and write in it. Okay? So really, I know I'm giving you so much information, aren't I? My brain, my thing is as a creative person, it's been fun what I've created with my collagraphs. Here's a frog I made up here one year. It's made out of bubble wrap.
Oh.
I start always with a piece of cardboard, a thin piece of cardboard, okay? And I glued bubble wrap to this. And then I have little lentils and again cardboard to create this guy. Isn't that fun?
I want to make sure that we're recording.
Yes, it is up there. I see it recording.
Okay.
I have a whole sea life badge that I've done. I've got a seahorse,
Oh, yeah.
my
wow.
shells,
That's great.
my fish.
I never thought of like that.
Okay, to making stamps.
Yeah.
And with this, right, you put your ink on. I usually go like
Paper
this,
on this, yes.
and then I really work it in.
Yeah.
And go like that.
I'm gonna go get a lemon or a fly swatter. I'll be right back.
Okay, that sounds wonderful.
And I'm good to go because I was supposed to
Yes,
meet somebody at noon.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So no, that's okay. So are you okay?
I'm fine.
And then you can just turn her off.
No problem. So anyway, I just thought what
Yeah,
fun
that's
things.
great. This is great.
Oh, you know what? I saw a snake page.
I saw the green.
Where's my snake?
There it is.
Oh, there it is. There's snakes. So I have,
I thought you were looking for that. No.
no, I was looking for the snake because I have
A snake.
a snake that I created.
Mhm.
And I know he's in my animals. This is my
I saw him. Yes.
Chinese horoscopes.
Oh, it's the year of the snake. Too.
So even plastic
Oh.
ones you can do,
Yeah.
but it's the year of a snake, and I know he's in here.
I saw him. This isn't. Is this him?
There he is. Okay. So this is my snake, and again, it's textured wallpaper.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And the barley for the eyes. So, okay, so what you would do with that is you're going to put a little ink on your, so
Okay,
get
so
your
I'm
ink
gonna go.
out.
I'll be back later.
Okay, and take your, I gave you a popsicle stick. Yes, you want to get maybe about, yeah, a small amount. Okay, I would say no more than a dime. Okay, you got, I think that's good. You don't want as much as a quarter.
Is this good?
That's good. Put that on, put it in the center of your plate. Okay. Now
Okay.
cover your ink so that it doesn't dry out, okay? And what I usually do is I take my stick and just lay it on top of it,
Okay.
okay?
This?
Yep, just lay it on top like this,
Oh, on top of here.
yeah, okay? Onto the container. So that's sort of put together, you know where it is.
Yeah.
Next, what you're gonna do, you've got that roll, right? I'm gonna roll in front a little bit, and then I'm gonna come back and roll in this direction so I get ink all over my brayer. I don't want to have any mountains of ink on my brayer. Lay it flat. I was showing you this. Lay your plate flat. Lay it flat. Okay? It's much easier. Yep, one direction. Keep going. Put a little pressure on it, and you'll see that the ink is getting on the brayer, right?
Yeah.
Okay? So I think that looks good. Now roll. Now do you have like a paper towel or something that you could put underneath?
I can go get one.
Why don't you do like do you have like an old newspaper or old magazine?
Yes, I do. It's right here.
Okay. Perfect. Just put that underneath. That'll be sort of your working paper, okay?
All right.
So now you've rolled it. Now take your fly swatter, and I'm going to just take one of my things, and you're going to roll the ink. Can you? I don't know if I'm going to move my stuff so you can actually see me roll. Yeah, roll in the one direction. Look at those fun designs, right? You may want to get some more ink on your brayer. So go back to the plate and roll it in one direction, get some more ink. And Charlotte, here's what I'm gonna do. Turn your thing around a little bit, turn your fly swatter, and come at it from a different direction. Okay, so one direction. So I'm doing I've got a snake here that I'm doing, going one direction. But I'm gonna turn it and then continue adding color. Okay, do you think you have enough ink on there?
Yeah, I don't know if it's enough to
Okay.
like.
Is it laying flat on the table?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what you're gonna do is take your fly swatter, put it on one of the page, turn it upside down on the page, right like that. Wherever you want it, place it. And that could be a background, right? And now take your wooden knob
Okay.
and then roll. Okay, so I'm gonna do mine now. I'm gonna put a little snake on here. And you're going to roll in circles and rub real hard. Is that fun? And
Yeah.
get the edges really well. It's the edges sometimes we forget. Now the fun thing is you can start looking around and see what you may have in your house that you can use as a utensil. Sometimes toys like Legos. Oh, look at that. That's coming along beautifully.
All right. I think it's done.
Okay, lift it up.
That's nice.
Isn't that fun?
But that actually looks really nice. I like that.
And so that added a nice texture, didn't it?
Mhm.
The ice water was fun. Now, did you get yourself a lemon?
Oh no, I didn't.
That's okay. But you know what? If you wanted to, you could, if you wanted, you have a wide paper, right?
Yeah.
So you could have something like pretend that's taking a piece of collage, right? That could be like a cage and something's coming out of that edge of the
Oh,
ice
yeah.
water.
That would actually. Yeah, I think that's actually a really good idea.
Now, the other thing too, so you can create, let's say, I don't know, a small animal, right?
Yeah.
Out of that foam that we gave you. So it's like this, right? I gave you several pieces of it.
Yeah, I think I took it out and then. Oh yeah, here it is.
Okay, oh, you got that foam, but the white one. Take the white one. This one's fun because you can draw in, okay? That's what made my leaf right here. But let's say you want to draw an animal,
Yeah.
okay? And now Karen created a dragon just like this, but you can actually turn it into a shape. So let's say I'm working on snakes right now, and I might draw myself a snake and cut it out, okay? So I'm going to draw my snake. Let's see, here we go. And it's sort of wiggly. Okay. So I just sort of created a snake, and now I'm going to cut it out, okay? So I drew it. I was very quick on it. So I can cut it out of my foam. This is like styrofoam almost. Like I said, you can get this extra this as meat packaging. So I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to add designs to him. I'm going to draw in stripes or, you know, maybe zigzags, and create lines. I'll do his eyes, and any drawing I do will remain white. So I just created a snake out of my foam. Okay, now I'm going to draw on it. So you can draw anything. You could draw a flower and cut it out. You could draw a toadstool and draw it out. You could draw a dog. So I'm going to draw my eyes, so I'm taking my pencil and I'm drawing into the foam.
I'm thinking of making a bird coming out of like the thing inside.
Okay.
But I don't know how to draw a bird.
Okay. So, as I say, I don't have a bird book. Hold on, let me just see what I've got here.
All right.
I have a book on a bird. No, it's not in here. I must have left it. So, one of the things I do, Charlotte, if I don't know how to do something, do you have a computer at home?
Yes, I'm on a computer right now.
Oh, duh. So, look up a bird, okay? And you can also look up things like how to draw a bird. Just type in how to draw a bird,
Okay.
and it'll show you. And think about this. I always, when my students are drawing something, I always ask them to think about what shape. So what shape would the, and you can practice it on that newspaper you have.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I would practice it first, and you can always trace. If let's say I'm gonna help you out here. I'm gonna get a piece of paper. So I've got a scrap paper, okay, and I think about what shape is the head.
A circle.
A circle, okay. So I'm gonna do a circle. What kind of body? What shape would the body be?
More like an oval, maybe.
Okay,
Like...
so I'm gonna make an oval. Right? Now, I think of the beak, right? That would be almost a zigzag
Oh yeah.
and a circle. All right? So again, I should do it in Sharpie, but I've just started. I have a circle. I have my oval. Can you see through there?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got my zigzag. Well, I need wings, right? So I'm going to do my wing flying out. And so that's more like a triangle coming out, right? And then maybe another triangle here if it's flying. Its feet, and has tail feather. And if it's a cardinal, it's going to have a different top notch, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to see if I have my Sharpie, and I will show you this that I just created. One there. Oh, I know where one is. Okay. So I said a circle, oval, almost like a triangle for the wing, back wing. It may have another wing coming down. Third. And don't forget the feet. So I just made a very simple bird. Charlotte, you can see my Sharpie.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Okay, so again, we're talking a circle, a dot for the eye. I call it as 2 zigzag lines, right, to make the beak. Oval. I've got almost an oval, but a little pointier over by the wing. The same thing here. It can be a little longer there. His tail feathers, 2 lines for his feet, and then, or for his legs, and then maybe 3 little lines for his toes. And so the neat thing is I've drawn it. I can actually take my foam and put it underneath it. So Charlotte, I drew it, and now I'm going to just trace it, my scrap paper, and trace it onto my foam, pushing really hard with my pencil.
Mhm.
And I'll add my details later. don't know if you can see my lines on this, but I now, so what I did was I took this, put my foam underneath it and traced it. Now I'm going to come back and add more details. So the feathers, making stronger lines. But if you ever have trouble learning how to draw something, I always say, look up online how to draw a dragon, how to draw something. And there's some really wonderful YouTube videos on how to do so. Okay?
Okay.
One of the things I see that it's 12:35. I would love to sit here and watch,